kind of blues like with a seventh turnaround, so it kind of covers a couple of different tonalities you can play with, right?
Yep, they're similar in a way.
And of course, in here I've got straight up 12 bar, seventh kind of 145s, and those kind of straight.
Yeah.
There's a lot of those too. People don't realise it. Those are the ones people fall into boxes. It's, you know, as soon as they're an A, they're doing. Oh, that's still a box.
Yeah,
But
they
now-
just play cliches and put the audience to sleep.
Yeah, I guess I'm trying to find, as I said, always ways to constantly, firstly, be aware of it when when I am doing it, and then
Yes.
how do I change it?
Yes.
You know, what I want to do. Have you got your mission goals as well?
I
as
have
well?
got it there. Yep.
Next time when you come, are you able to print that out again?
Well, you can have that.
Yes, please.
Go on
Thank
my
you.
computer.
Thank you, because I'll pick out some parts that we can have a look at,
Sure.
like particularly with Gary Moore stuff
Great.
that I do quite a bit of. And you know, I can dial that thing and get the tone. And yeah, BB King, yeah, I love that guy.
Excellent.
Yeah, I'm not much of a Stevie player, but I love him, by the way.
Sure.
I try to avoid wherever possible copying straight out and actually copying. When the whole Stevie Ray Vaughan craze was out, everybody got on it, so I went the other way.
Right.
I stayed with the kind of British Les Paul blues that I'd been playing for many years since my dad's Peter Green records and some of the old Fleetwood Mac when they were a blues band,
Yes.
and even Blues Breakers. I've got the Beano album over there and still some of the oldies.
Fantastic.
And I love Stevie Ray, but at that time, everywhere you went, there was a guy with his weathered strap playing his Stevie Ray stuff. Okay, that's cool. It's a beautiful thing. But
Yes.
learn from Stevie. But, so the other thing I think about how I do this is how can you take these notes or these licks and some of these things, even the cliches, and make them your own?
Definitely.
Just by tweaking some of the phrasing, even changing the rhythm of it, changing where you place it, and throwing in the old note. But as I said, and you using your vibrato or your touch is what's going to separate most of it. So if I can have these,
Yep,
then
sure.
I'll be able to better prepare in advance 2 weeks ahead another one. Now I'm sorry, I had my hand was up. My hand's okay now. I got caught in that dog
that's
jam
good.
over there.
Gee, nasty.
And even up to like a couple of days ago, my thumb was okay, but I couldn't put much pressure on it. I had to hold the pick really lightly.
Right.
It was the thumb that went down to like here. That really hurt. That was the main problem I was worried about. But now I've got it back in normal position. And the whole idea, of course, then is just to review this and have a look
Sure.
at those kind of.
Yeah. So I did buy that app, the one you've got there. So I've been practicing to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. They're just a good little practice app, and they can take.
The app.
Oh,
This-
the app. Oh,
yeah,
sorry. Yeah, no,
yeah.
the app's a great app.
Yeah, so I've got that one. It's called it's features content, but I
Yeah.
think the app's called Band Pro or something.
Yeah, it's had a couple of different names, and I got this kind of a while ago. And what I liked again was that it gives you a good map. It gives you even the scale map, and it gives you the ability to change keys and tempo. And,
Yes.
they pull out a variety of fairly standard blues and jazzy blues and country blues formats. So I really like that.
Yeah, it's
but the
great
one
to
we picked
play
on, of course, as a tonal centre is this one for
Sure.
the D minor. So mainly still coming down to making sure the chords are in place and the rhythm. so that the phrase, so that the notes fall over the right chord. Because
Yes.
the actual B.B. King version, which I've got on this one, Riding with the King, he doesn't play the B flat.
Right.
They just play it as a stop 12. Help the poor. Oh, won't you help poor me? Oh, have a heart, won't you, baby? Listen to my plea. So it's just straight, there's no B flat.
Right,
there.
gotcha.
But Fitchett's thrown in the B flat, which actually a lot of people do play, and it is in the Robin Ford version,
Yes.
which makes for a more colourful turnaround.
Yeah, I had a listen to the B.B. King, and it's more he's got the brass playing.
That's right. He's
It's
got
more
that,
for him singing.
that
And,
Thriller's Gone vibe is still there from that era,
Yes.
like when he kind of married the blues with Motown. You know, and that kind of thing was a really cool vibe, and it was a great recipe for him through the 70s.
Yes.
Because he had quite a few hits in America, not just Thriller's Gone. Midnight Believer was another one. This was another one. There was 2 or 3 other hits I'm aware of. They were kind of half disco-y kind of blues, you know, in a lot of ways at
Yes.
that time.
yes.
And it was really refreshing too, as much as the good old traditional blues is the stuff as well. But again, I'll just have a run over this a few times and let you have a play. Let's see what you're doing with it right now.
Sure.
So you can hear this okay? You got enough there?
Yep.
You can hear yourself enough? Okay, so
So are you playing
we're in the D
Idle
minor,
or
right?
Dorian?
I don't think about modes, think about notes.
Okay.
People get screwed up when they think about modes because in context it'll change anytime the root changes. But we know we've got a D minor as a tonic note, right? So I'm using basically off D minor scales, pentatonic.
Yeah.
I can use the harmonic, the melodic minor, right? It works. Off the pentatonic. And I threw that minor third there. See, what I'm doing, focusing more on too, is creating a rhythm as well.
Yes.
Space, trying to make it rhythmically interested, so it's kind of percussive.
Sure.
I like those licks. So play from the C. From the G to the C, half E G to the F. It's a classic B.B. King move. And how you phrase it is really one of the cool ways, right? So you can phrase it any number of ways.
And you're only like being at a semitone, not a tone.
Yeah. I've only been at like a half beat. It kind of gives that little bluesy inflection. See, if you bring up whole tone, it doesn't make sense. The semitone is the way to go.
Yeah.
And then you can put your patented vibrato on the end. And even then you could tie it off and go back to the tonic as well. See how tidy the phrase is? And it's all right there under your fingers. And we are taking it out of the box, but we're not playing it like a box. We're not playing it like a da 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 da. That's when I start to go, okay, what else have you got? So
Yeah. Yeah, so
I
it's
think
more like melodic phrasing.
yeah.
Like
You're-
the line of a song.
You're making
rather
a
than-
musical statement.
Yeah.
You can add so many things to explore that you can place on the end of it. Are you gonna do you want to start recording some of this?
It's already going.
Oh, great. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we're underway.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. From the C. Yeah. You can play the F as well. And then come back up to the A. A7.
Yeah.
And that'll play into that change. You know, if you know this, where the music's going, you can kind of land your notes in the right place at the right time. And that's the whole thing, the importance of actually knowing even a simple progression, where's it going to fall?
Yes.
And how can I get there without going, duh.
Yeah, I've been trying to do that a bit, trying to land on either the root or the minor thirds.
Yeah.
And follow the chord change.
And those are the things I look to land on too.
It just takes me a few rounds to warm up and get in a pattern, and then to try and
even the G and the
make
QD.
it more melodic and leave more space.
Yeah.
So,
trying to actually create a statement by actually talking it like a sentence. See, through that phrase, your mind's ear can actually hear the chords.
Yes.
The voice leading, the melodies leading those chords.
Yeah.
And you're coming back to that turnaround.
Great.
And so I went back to the tonic.
Yeah.
And there's that seventh, which I use as the D5 chord.
All right.
So you can hear those.
So when you do that trill, where were you placing that, Chris?
A flat, A flat, A. Yeah,
Right.
that's it. It's a nice, and Robin actually does that lick and that turnaround. Have a listen to Robin Ford's version of it.
And what chord is underneath that?
It's the B flat 7.
Oh, it's B flat. Right, gotcha. Yeah, because I've been trying to place that, and obviously it doesn't sound any good underneath the D minor or
Show
the.
you no, that's right.
Sounds really bad.
That's why where you place it is really
Sure.
make or break place. So I'll show you where we are with that. Then goes up good over the A7. Here's it coming up, right? Over the B flat 7. I'll bring it round again.
Right, so it'd work over the G minor as well, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would.
Because they're both relative minor.
They will work over the G minor. But it doesn't sound that good in the context of the actual vamp itself.
Sure.
See how I use that lick there again? Right there. Over that B flat 7. Space. See that? Let's play the diminished down.
Right. So which chord's under the diminished? Is that the
Same, those are the three options. I'll play the
Oh,
next
right,
one
so
over
that's
the B
under
flat
the B
7.
flat 7. Right.
I like those little slurs and slides. A little chromatic.
Yeah.
And the other option we used was this. So I'm using the D minor.
Right. So up here.
other option we explored was that,
Right. So was it?
and again, where you place it is what makes it cool, or you can actually change the context of it. Just
Yes.
placing it shifts the rhythm. Actually,
Right.
the way the phrase works, you might have to stagger the phrase or triplet it to try and catch up with the actual where the change is going.
Yes.
But that's also in some of that, when you actually try and find your way with situations like that, you often find something that you can build on and develop yourself, and it starts to become a little part of your playing. Those little idiosyncratic things and little unique you things that start to creep
Yes.
into your playing.
Mm-hmm.
They're to be enjoyed and kept.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that lick was
So
simply off that
that's
B
over
flat
the B
7.
flat 7, right. So you go.
And then from the A, yeah, I'm riding the G up to the A,
Oh, and then,
and then back to the F.
yeah.
A little half bend. Not too much. You're just hinting at it. It's really nearly like a quarter
Yeah.
note, and it's a signature of BB's playing too.
Gotcha.
I use it there as well, an octave lower. Not actually pushing it up a semitone there. You
Yep.
see it? It's just in that in between.
Yeah, so it's just a
Yeah,
quarter.
it's like
Just
a
a little
vibrato, but
slur.
a higher one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I outline that A7 just simply because while we're working here, it outlines to you the actual finish of the phrase and the cycle and the
Yes.
turnaround and that
Sure.
5 chord, which is
So
actually
going
bringing
from
us
the B
back.
flat to the D minor 7. Yeah.
Correct, and then back to that,
Yeah.
back to the A7. Yeah, exactly. That's the lick.
Right,
And now, and again, we can learn all these things, but where and
Yeah.
how do we use it?
Yep.
So
Sure.
we picked a musical context to actually try and
Yes.
work this into. And again, obviously there's a certain amount of revision will be required, say after a primary lesson or some information firstly, and let's see if we can't work with that information and build it into the playing. Before moving along to other information, what tends to happen is you tend to start forgetting what you left behind because you haven't
Yes.
reinforced it yet. You
Yep.
actually haven't made it solid, as it were. It's got to take, doesn't it?
Definitely.
And
Otherwise
you'll
it's
build
just
on that.
Otherwise, all you've got is a book full of
Yeah.
all this info, and you can't use any of it.
Yeah,
It's just a
you can to a point, but
great
when you need
ideas,
it,
but
yeah, but when
being
you need
able
it, when
to
you
apply
play
it,
it.
that's what I'm all about. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.